Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This lesson is going to be entitled, How Have We Fallen So Far? And, we know the reason to that, using the scriptures, and also when we look at the history and things that were done by our enemies, we understand why so-called black culture is at the all-time low. Okay, and you can just look at the reports on before the 70s. Jake was committing a lot less crimes than the Edomites and these other nations. The community was a lot more family oriented. The so-called black woman was the most married woman. You know what I mean? And we had a stronger family structure and sense of community, if you will, or nation, if you will. We had more of a sense of that. And coming into after the 70s, when integration happened, you can clearly see the degradation of the society, the prison industrial complex, gangster rap music, and what you see today is a result of all those things and many other things. Incantations that's done by as Tariq Nasheed would call it, the dominant society, which is really nothing more than the Edomites, the ones that are ruling the earth presently. So that's all biblical prophecy of these things happening. And the person you see on the screen here is a 14-year-old Jake that is convicted of murdering two people, two women, and you see he has a stick in his hand, what they call a stick. And this is a result of rap music. This is a result of the gangster rap music that these Edomites, especially these Amalekites, are pushing forth in the community. And they're doing it for the purpose to destroy our people. They're not doing it for the purpose of building our people up. Now, this is Psalm 62 and verse 4. It says, they only consult to cast him down from his excellency. All right. And we used to be excellent. We used to be as a nation, we used to be excellent. OK, and I'll look up that word excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Yes. So they might say, oh, I love you and this and that, or we're just trying to help. But really, we understand that the scripture says, never trust thine enemy. Right. For as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. These Edomites have no good intentions towards you. This is the word for excellency. It's sha'ath. Sha'ath. Okay. And it says rising, dignity. Okay. Excellency, accepted, highness, raise up. Okay. So we had a particular dignity about us. We had a particular way about us that was, renowned, that was of royalty, so to speak. Okay. And we're going to look up that word dignity, because it's a good word. It says the state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect. Okay. Nobility, majesty. Okay. So we had a majesty about us. We had a nobility about us. When Queen Sheba came to see King Solomon, she thought that the doorkeeper was the king. That's how much of a high level that we were in the time of King Solomon. He's known as the wisest king. Okay. And people used to come from all over the world just to hear his wisdom. You see, and us as a people back then, we were wise as well as a people, because our king was wise. You see, so you can clearly see there's been a great fall under the captivity of the Edomites, especially this last captivity, which is the revival of the Roman Empire. It says swelling, uprising, dignity, exaltation, loftiness, elevation, exaltation, dignity, excellency, uprising. So their whole thing is to cast us down from that excellency, and and they consulted together with other nations. We can get that at Psalms, the 83rd chapter, to put that into effect. It says, keep not thou silence. This is Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Okay, they've taken subtle, crafty, sly counsel against his people, which is us, which is the Israelites. Okay, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. They didn't want us to remember that we're Israelites, but the scripture said in the land of our captivities, we would remember ourselves. So they can't pass prophecy. Prophecy is going to come to pass whether they like it or not. But their whole thing was to stop us from being an Israelite. And how did they do it? They did it by pushing wickedness upon us. Okay, gangster rap was a big component of it, and the music in general, because a big part of our culture is music. All right, and Esau, he's attacked us via the music, which is very spiritual. And I can give you an exhibit A right here. This is a new music video by Summer Walker, and what she's doing here, she's acting like a damn hood rat smut, which she is a hood rat smut, and she's pregnant. Okay, twerking. Okay, you got this ratchet chick with gold teeth and some skittle colored hair. All right, and this is the result. This is the result of this so-called black culture that has been propagated by our enemies, because they control the media, they control the music industry, so they're able to push this type of behavior forward, you know. And then on top of that, they took the men out of the house, which is the main way they were able to get into the minds of our women, was by taking the man out of the household and sicking the woman against us, you know, because women are, you know, that they're the weaker vessel. So let's get let's get this scripture real quick. This is Matthew's. Actually, let me do the Mark one. Let's do Mark 3:27, straight to the point. Okay, it says, no man can enter into a strong man's house, and the house represents what? The family. Okay, and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. And that's what they did. They bound out. They took the father out, you know, and then they were able to spoil the women and the children, you know. And the main way they spoiled them was their minds. Okay, now when you look up the word, I always go into this. When you look up the word father in the Hebrew, all right, it's which represents a lot, which is the image of an ox head, which represents strength. So people say, oh, you're strong as an ox, because oxes are very strong. They're beasts of burden. And then the second part of the word is ba, which is the image of a house, which is bayath. Okay, so Abba would translate to what? The strength of the house, which is the father. So when you take the father out, the house is vulnerable and is easily overthrown. Okay, so this is how Esau was able to get in there, and that was major propaganda starting with what? The feminist movement. Okay, which they was it Gloria Steinem and those different devils. They came to you so-called black women, and they offered you feminism over the so-called black family and the black man, and you weren't being oppressed. They were pushing things in your mind, okay, telling you that, oh, how can you let this savage man over you, and this, as if they care about you. They don't give a damn about you. Even now, when things happen to so-called black women by the police or something like that, then feminists don't jump up. They don't have nothing to say, those Edomite feminists. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it was all a Trojan horse to get into your minds. Okay. So it says, Psalms 83 and verse 5, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, that's the first one, which is the so-called white people, the Edomites, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, okay, which goes into the small hats. The Philistines, which are also Edomites, okay? The reason they're mentioned again is because they're very, very significant. Okay, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Salah. Okay, so clearly you can see that this was all part of a plot, because we were not supposed to, and this is a conspiracy, by the way, talk about sea theories. Well, this is a sea theory. It said that they have consulted, okay, right? They came together to conspire wickedness. Okay. And when you go into what we were supposed to be, let's get Deuteronomy 4 and verse 7. Or Deuteronomy 4 and 7. Right, going into what we were supposed to be. It says, this is Deuteronomy. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse Verse 5, it says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. So the law, statutes, and commandments were given to the Israelites, okay? Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation. So if we were to keep those law, statutes, and commandments, we have continued to be looked at as the wise people, the great people of the earth. But since we fell away from that way and started worshiping idols and disobeying the law, statutes, and commandments, the Lord has brought punishments upon us. Okay, because that's a breach of contract, going back to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Okay, it says, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power is in all that we call upon him for? All right, so they would have been looking at us like, damn. Even back then, right, when we were keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to some degree, they were like, damn, this is a wise and a great people, to the point that they were jealous. When you go into the book of Ezra, right, when we were building the temple, these other nations wanted to build with us, and we said, listen, you have nothing to do with us, okay? You have nothing to build to our power. And they got mad, so they started to try to stop the building. And this is what you see spiritually with Vocab Malone and them. They're trying to stop this Israelite building because they don't want to see us rise up on that level. Matter of fact, let's get that. Is that Ezra, the 4th chapter? Let me see real quick. Right, Ezra's the 4 and 1. It says, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto Yahweh power of Israel, and notice he's the power of Israel, the God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your power as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Assur, which brought us up hither. Because remember, the king of Assyria brought heathens into the land of the northern kingdom, right, Samaria, so on and so forth, and they populated that land. And that's why the Lord said, go not into the ways of the Samaritans, because the northern kingdom already came to the Americas. All right, they were in captivity under the Assyrians, then they traveled to this side of the earth. Okay, that's why the so-called Native Americans, indigenous people of this land, they descend from the Israelites. Okay, it says, but Zerubbabel, right? They wanted to build, right? They wanted to build. Okay, but Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build, but unto Yahweh, Yahweh power of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us. Okay, was Zerubbabel going off for saying that? No, because this is not for any other nation. Okay, the Most High, the power of the universe is only for the Israelites. It says, then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building. See, they were hating. Okay, just like they're hating now the fact that we found out we're the Israelites and we're saying salvation is only for us. Okay, they're hating and they're trying to come up against us. Christians popping up to the camp. You know. Remember we had a Christian come up not too long ago and he was losing his mind, screaming at the top of his lungs, being aggressive. All right, and we were just trying to deal in the scriptures. He wouldn't let the scriptures come out. Okay, because they're mad. They're trying to weaken this building, but they can't weaken what the Most High has strengthened. All right, and hired counselors against them to frustrate the purpose all the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, even unto the reign of Darius, king of Persia. And the thing that's funny about it is that they don't come up against this. They don't speak. You don't see vocab or any of them apologists making videos against this madness. This wickedness, this destructive behavior, and this is actual destruction. Okay, or this gangster rap nonsense. They don't speak against this. All right, but they'll make videos against us, trying to tell our people to live righteously according to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and turn to Yahweh Shai first and foremost. Okay, they come up against that with strong power, and fervency, showing you how wicked and evil these people are. But that's okay, because the Lord is raising up the elect. The elect is coming out of that mind state. The elect is coming out of that mind state where Jake is not looked at in this level. We're held on a high esteem. That's why when people look at us, they say certain things. They make certain comments that even surprise us. Okay. I was at I used to work at this particular job, and this woman used to say, she said, there's none of you people are angels. The only angel here is, and then she mentioned my government name. She pointed at me. All right. Particularly even Edomites, would say, oh, I know you're a man of honor. I'm talking about Edomites, I perceive to be like some real racist Edomites. Yeah, even they, so the scriptures say when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So there's certain things that these people see on you that, separate you from the rest of the Israelites, but we are still affected and upset by the behavior of our people, man, because that truly does reflect. Okay, because they really think of Jake in general as what they see on the TV and the rap videos and things of that nature, Now, this is Jeremiah 2, and I'll start up at verse 20. It says, for of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidst, I will not transgress. When upon every, right, because the Lord is the one who delivered us out of these different captivities, and then we made, agreement saying, okay, we're going to serve the Lord, and then eventually we'd fall off, we start doing, certain Israelites would start doing wickedness, and wickedness is as a cancer, so it spreads. It says, when upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot, yet I have planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. We're supposed to be noble. We're supposed to be correct. We're supposed to be right. We're not supposed to be walking around with our pants sagging. We're supposed to have dignity. We're supposed to have honor. We're supposed to have scruples. Okay, and Esau hates when you move in the manner that you see us moving. Okay, because it makes him nervous. He's picturing you in rulership, because in their spirit they know who you are. Okay, Let me read that again. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? For though thou wash thyself with nitre, and take thee much soap, yet thine iniquity is marked before me, saith the Lord power. See, because you were not supposed to be so degenerate. You were not supposed to be like that. The Lord has made you, created you to rule over the nations and to be a representation of him on the earth. Okay, and that's going to come in the kingdom regardless. But we can see how far we have fallen. All right, you can see how far we've fallen, and the Lord is going to clean everything up by taking the best from amongst us, which is the elect. Okay, and doing away with the undesirables. Yeah, let's get Genesis 6. Okay, let's get Genesis, the 6th chapter. In verse 3, it says, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. Right? The Lord kept bringing down the lifespan of people, you know. So Esau will tell you the opposite. Esau will tell you, oh man, we're only living 30 years, 30 years old and whatever, because Esau's a liar. All right. Men were living hundreds of years at one point, and then it started to dwindle down to like I just read 120, and then to about 70 years and 80 with strength. That's where we're at now. Okay. It says there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the Son of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men. Now the giants are not speaking about actual giants. These were speaking of, well, let's look into it. Okay, let's look into it and we'll read it again. All right, we'll look into it and we'll read it again. That goes into Yal. Okay, which I believe goes into Nephilim, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Nephilim, the Nephilim. All right, the giants. All right, which really goes into what? Going into men of renown. Okay, going into the gods of the earth. Okay, properly a feller, a bully, a tyrant. Now, a judge. Okay, would be more accurate. That's really what it is, which is dealing with the sons of God. So that's why later on it goes into speaking about the sons of God. Okay, and also after that, when the sons of God, which are the giants, came in unto the daughters of men, which are the heathen nations women. Okay, the women that are not of the line of the sons of God. Okay, and they bear children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Now let's look up this word renown. Okay, because the 12 tribes, guess what? They were all mothered by heathen women. Okay. Oh, Shem, the word Shem. Okay, Shem. All right. Which goes into your name, right? Nobility, name, renown, fame, famous, named, name. Famous. Infamous is not necessarily accurate. Okay. Right. Report. Okay. Name, reputation. Right. So we had a great reputation going back to the ancient world. You know, you go back to our forefathers, Enoch, Seth, Noah, okay, so on and so forth. Okay. So right now, how is the name? Because the scriptures say that a good name is better than precious rubies and so on and so forth. Now, how is the name of Israel amongst these other nations? It's completely terrible. That's why everywhere you go, you get ostracized, man. All right, and it's funny because we are those chosen people. We are the sons of God. So it's kind of a love-hate thing. It's like they admire you and look up to you, but at the same time they hate you, especially the men of Israel. Okay, because a lot of these people's heroes is who? Michael Jordan. All right, Jay-Z and so on and so forth. Okay. But also our women, they set trends as well, but they set negative trends, just like the men set negative trends. We're all setting negative trends to the earth. Okay, but then you got even Edomite women, they're trying to copy the end up. Okay, you know, with the braids, you get the super tan, and some of them transform into red bones. Some of them transform into actual red bones, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the Lord is gonna bring Jake back to that status again in the kingdom, but He's gonna actually make us even better in the kingdom. So, anyways, let's go to Jude 1. All right, we'll go to Jude 1 in verse 6. It says, I'll start at verse 5. It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. Okay, which were the undesirables. All right, and the angels which kept not their first estate, which is us. Okay, when you read Psalms 82 in 6, it says, what? I have said, ye are gods. We are those angels. We're angels in human form. But left their own habitation, He hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. All right, and we are in those everlasting chains, which is what? This flesh. Okay, matter of fact, let me get that. When I mentioned Psalms 82 and 6 for a simple-minded Christian, oh, that's not in the Bible. Oh yeah, well, let's see. Let's see what the Lord said. Okay, let's see what the Heavenly Father had written down. Okay, this is a Psalm of Asaph, and it says, Psalms 82 and 6. It said, I have said, ye are gods. Okay, and all of you are children of the Most High, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. So the Israelite men are gods on the earth. That's why we can dunk the way we can dunk. That's why we can do the things, create all the music. We're the most innovative. All the inventions too. Don't forget that. All the inventions, all right, come from Jake. For the everything that makes this world run for the most part comes from Jake. All right. Arise, O power, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Yeah. Okay, and he said what? He said what? Ask ye me, and I shall give you what? The heathen for thine inheritance. And the Lord said that He's gonna give that to us. Okay, the ones that continue into the end. He said we're gonna get that too. All right, the heathen for our inheritance. So let's get Jeremiah 51, and that's in the New Testament. What I'm speaking about, that's Revelation, the 2nd chapter. But let's get Jeremiah 51 and verse 19. All right, it says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Yahweh of hosts is his name. You see that? So we are the former of all things. Everything comes out of Jacob. Everything comes out of Israel through the Spirit. Okay, it says, let me read this in the NIV. It says, he who is the portion of Jacob is not like these, for he is the maker of all things. When you go into them inventions, man, that's all Jake. And guess what? You have Edomites, because Esau's the devil. They'll counter and say, nah, it was actually this guy. And they'll put up an Edomite saying, because that hurts Esau's feelings to see that Jake is better than them. Okay, so they're going to pull up the propaganda and the lies to try to make themselves seem like they did it. Well, he has the power to do so. Okay, but we know the truth, including the people of his inheritance. Yahweh Almighty is his name. All right. So, hey, so Jake, we fallen, right? Because our enemies are over us. But guess what? The Lord is going to take out the undesirables. And through the elect, He's going to build up the house of David. And He's building it up right now. And eventually, we're going to come down from those ships and take the world. So with that, I'll say, Shalom.